show you the multiple options that we have for doing our experiment. So we have a sweet potato. That is one plant test subject we can use. You can use a cutting of a succulent, like this one. You can even use like a tiny piece of a succulent. I'll show you how we're going to do that. You can use a cutting of a houseplant. This is a philodendron, very common houseplant. So you can take a piece of that from a big parent plant. You can even use an onion. I'm going to start with how we set up the sweet potato. So there are two ways we can set up our sweet potato. So number one, super easy, we can put it in a jar like this, like a little jam jar. Oops, gotta be careful to not overflow the cup. So lots of jar options. You could even use a plastic container. Like if you get salsa jar or salsa containers, yogurt containers, it doesn't have to be see-through. It's just nice if it is, because then you'll be able to see what happens better, but you can always pull your plant out and look at it if the container that you're using is not see-through. You can have your sweet potato laying down and then just fill it halfway. And make sure that there's always at least a bit of water for our potato to be submerged in. If you're doing a cutting of a succulent, you can see I have this succulent here. It's got lots of pieces coming off of it. It's about time for me to get this guy into a bigger pot. Or one thing I can do is I could just trim my succulent, and then I also can use that trimming for this experiment. So I want to remove some of the bottom stems so that we have like about an inch of stem, and then we get into the creative space of what kind of container can we use. You could even try putting it in a old hot sauce bottle, or a ketchup jar, or mustard. And make sure that my stem is submerged in water and that it will stay in its little container. There we go. What's nice about that, I might even this guy out of it. So you need to have some leaves, but it doesn't need to be a lot. Okay, so there we go. This is a great way to reuse food bottles that we've used and to do this experiment. So I could put that guy in there. I can even put this guy in there. But remember, the stem always has to be submerged in water. We could also use the same thing for a houseplant. You just want a piece of the stem to submerge in the bottle. And it's best if we can put our plants in their jars in a sunny window. So what if you want to do something like an onion? Maybe you have an old onion in your house that it's gotten kind of wrinkly and it's just gonna go in the trash, it can be used for this experiment too. So, and then also just wanting to show you another way you can make some sort of cup or vessel. So I had this white vinegar bottle and I just cut it in half, and there now I have a planter. So if I wanted to put soil in this and plant plants into it, I would just need to drill holes in the bottom. But for this experiment, we're just starting with water. So I'm just gonna fill it with water. About 3/4 of the way. 3/4 of this cup. And then this distilled vinegar bottle happened to be just the right size to fit my little onion in. So now I've got my onion surface is dry, but my onion roots are submerged. Another cool trick that I learned that you can do just specifically with succulents like these ones here that have these big open leaves is you take some plastic wrap and put it over the top of your jar. You may want to get a rubber band or something to tie on there so that the plastic wrap doesn't come undone. And then you're going to need apparent support for this part, either using a knife or scissors. I'm just going to do gentle little holes. Poke my little friends so that they're sort of on top there. So that it doesn't go through all the way. This is just an experiment. I'm just seeing, can I grow a plant in a jar like this?